You go on LinkedIn these days, every week, once again, more layoffs, and not only from industry, but from government. And that's a whole other conversation about what's going on in the United States government right now. You see a lot of posts of people who are talking about the situation that they're in. A lot of people losing jobs, a lot of people have been out of work forever, going through this interview process, going through the process of sending out resume after resume after resume, hundreds of resumes. And that's not an exaggeration. I mean, it's literally hundreds of resumes. It's the ghosting, going through multiple steps and then having everything just drop off. It's exhausting. I've seen downturns in the markets. I've seen recessions. This is the worst that I've ever seen in 30 years as a creative professional, and a lot of people are feeling it. I was given a bit of feedback lately. This person said that they knew someone who looked at one of my films. I think it was Underemployed and Searching. And the word that was used was horrified. They were horrified by, I guess, the bluntness of my chronicling this experience. That didn't really surprise me that much because that's very much a corporate mentality, a corporate attitude. Corporations are your fair weather friend. When times are good, they want you to scream it from the rafters, like, oh, tell everybody how great it is. But when things are bad, it's, here, sign this NDA and shut the up. Corporate doesn't want to hear about how bad things are. They don't want to talk about the problems that people are having in this current job market, the poor recruiting practices, the ghosting, forcing people to do free work. It's not a good look. But we as employees are expected to just shut up and participate in this thankless process that oftentimes leads to nowhere. I don't think folks want to work for an employer or corporation that refuses to have empathy. If you don't want anything to do with me in the bad times, why would I give you anything in the good times? So something's happening right now with me and my search. There's something going on. It's way too early for me to say anything. There is an NDA involved. That's all I can really say about it. It's, if I'm allowed a moment of optimism, this seems like it's going to be a really, 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 really good thing. So to be continued. But the thing that I want to talk about is the thing that I needed to do in order to be in this position that I'm in right now. And that is pitching, creating a pitch and building a deck to pitch an idea. In this case, this is a pretty large project. I would say it's an episodic project. And it's going to require resources, actors. It's going to require sets. It's going to require post-production. There are a lot of things happening with this project. This is something that I've done with roles throughout my career. Whenever I've been asked to make a thing, you get a creative brief, or you see a situation that you think would make for a good project for the company, you have to present your idea to the people who are going to yay or nay the project. So you put together a pitch. A pitch is basically the story of an idea that you have, how you want to put this idea together, what you think this idea is going to look like, feel like, sound like, all that stuff, and then eventually what one can do to put that idea out into the world. When you're presenting work, it just can't be about all the cool shit you want to do. There's got to be practical reasons for why you want to make this thing. They don't care about the artsy crap. All they want to know is, what is this thing you want to make? How much is it going to cost? And what am I going to get out of it? Everything else is set dressing. They just want the brass tacks. So that's what you give them. You give them the brass tacks. What you want to do, especially, is getting to the end of the presentation, and it's just a bunch of questions. You want people, because that's when the more questions people ask, the more you know that you got them hooked, you got them engaged, you got them to want to listen to what you have to say. Most of my pitches got made when I've had the opportunity to pitch. And I've pitched everything from building a new department. There have been 2 occasions where I pitched building production capabilities within a company that didn't have it, and did so successfully. Every project that I've ever shot, almost, and unless I was asked directly to do it, and even then, I had to come up with an idea. I had to develop that idea, had to figure out how much it was going to cost, all of that stuff, everyone that I would have to hire, everything, insurance. You have to get all that stuff together into a budget estimate. Every creative needs this skill to not only be able to build a deck, but to be able to present one. We all, in some way, are presenting ourselves. A lot of us have websites, portfolios, that kind of thing, that present our work. And that's one thing. This is the time where we all need to start thinking about the things that we want to do and thinking about ways that we can try to make that happen. And whatever opportunities we're given, jump on it and make it work. A lot of industries are falling apart. Media is falling apart. Entertainment is falling apart. The mill, everybody wanted to work at the mill. For a long time, that was all anybody wanted. You either wanted to work with the mill or work at the mill. The mill's gone now. We all need to change how we're doing things. And we need to change how we are engaging with these industries, or we need to create industry for ourselves. Whether you're an animator, a programmer, a musician, if you are somebody that makes things, to have a skill and to have a talent, that's where it's at. The only thing that we're missing is trying to figure out how to monetize it in a consistent way. We need to acknowledge what the situation is, what the industries are like, and where we think things need to go. Not what industry wants. Industry's had all the opportunity in the world, and industry is failing.